Hi, Dr. Fontaine. This is Alexa Hill. Here are my notes and annotations for Same as It Never Was. If you could see the stand that I jimmy rigged, I feel like you would be very proud of me. Maybe it's not as stable as I thought. All right, chapter 1. Yeah. Maybe I'll just start flipping through. You can see all my notes. In chapter 1, right over here, I talk about, I call it the pyramid of needs, but it's Maslow's pyramid of needs, that maybe just his experience with his students and their immigration status or their low wage jobs or, you know, their run-ins with the police, made me think of that, and how so many of their, you know, base level needs aren't necessarily met, like safety and food and shelter and stuff like that. And also over here, it talks about how with the testing, it has focused or shifted the focus from social justice to just the results of the tests. Chapter 2, he talks about the strikes. Three, he talks about seeing his students. Right here, I sort of put some initials of students that I have right now that I'm sort of thinking I might need to see them a little better. I wrote preach there. I can't remember what that was about. Sharing a classroom with another adult can be a two-way disaster if you realize you have conflicting philosophies or commitments or expectations. I'm actually sharing a classroom with a teacher right now that, yeah, I can absolutely relate to that. Oh, I love how, this is the stories they wrote, and all the copies disappeared and they were permanently borrowed. That was great. Oh, Salvador, who was sort of the boy who cried wolf. He talked about getting him glasses when he first met him. Oh, and Veronica, who had a hard time as well. And I wrote the note to myself, who are my boy who cried wolf kids? Who are the kids that are, you know, always saying something, and I'm like, okay, kid, like, you're always thirsty. All right, you always have to go to the bathroom. Actually, anecdotally, I had a kid who had to go to the bathroom like 4 times. Sorry, I dropped you again. I had a student who had to go to the bathroom 4 times in one class. And I brought it up to the mom. Turned out she had a UTI. So that was a good thing that I noticed that. Chapter 5. Oh, in this chapter, he talks about how he's adding a bunch of books to his library. And it made me think about my time in the Columbus Library and how parents would come up to me and sort of want their kid to read something more lofty. Oh, I love Eleanor and Park. And it's like they would almost be embarrassed that their kid was enjoying, Captain Underpants or something like that. And I was like, as long as they are reading, that's all you want. Find what they enjoy so they can have a lifetime of reading for pleasure. Let's see. Oh, the principals using the evaluations as retribution is pretty crazy. I think I'm lucky enough to have evaluators that I trust and I value their opinions. I wrote here, adults admitting when they're wrong. I just appreciated that. I think it's important for them to see an adult apologize. Oh, here we talk about patriotism and what that is. It's not just, waving a flag. In some instances, it can be, I love this country so much that I can point out where it's falling short because I want it to be better. So sorry, I keep dropping you. I'm trying to figure out a way to do this with one person. I underlined relationship building. Relationship building is at the heart of good teaching. And I'm really working on building relationships with my students and their families. Oh, here he sort of talks about, even after 30 years of teaching, he still almost daily wonders if he's doing the right thing with a particular kid or lesson or circumstance. And I question myself second-guess decisions as a matter of course. And I wrote, why is that comforting? Because I feel like I've got that imposter syndrome, sort of like, okay, who let me in here in front of all these kids? And one day they're going to come in and be like, get out of here. You're not supposed to be in here. But I found it comforting that even after, 3 decades, he still has that, he still doesn't have it all figured out. And then I think later in that chapter, he even says, it's when you think you have it all figured out that you die as a teacher. Oh, that last quote, the trees who reach and do not forget to reach. I think that's just a great reminder. Don't forget to reach. All right. Thanks, Dr. Fontaine.